Hi, welcome to Virtual CB1A. This is Miss Rena, and we're going to continue our discussion on integrals. We're going to give more examples on how to solve indefinite integrals, and we will start with functions with constant multiples. For number 1, we're given with the integral of 12x cubed dx. So we have to find the integral of 12x cubed dx. If you will take notice, the parent function here is x cubed. And from x cubed, we can apply our magic formula. But we have 12 here. So according to our magic formula, x raised to n. So the integral of x raised to n dx is equal to x raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1. Ito pa rin yung susundin natin. Paano kung may 12 dito? So, all you have to do is to actually, dalawa yung possible na formula dito. Dalawa yung possible na solution. First, let's factor out 12. Let's take it out of the integration symbol. Inside the integral, we are going to be left with x cubed dx. And from here, we can use our magic formula, x raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1. Magic formula na talaga yung tinawag ko sa kanya. Shortcut. Kung gusto nyo tawagin shortcut, go. So, we have 12 times x raised to 3 plus 1 over 3 plus 1. So, that is going to be the integral of x cubed dx. Let's simplify. We have 12 times x raised to the 4th power over 4. 12 x to the 4th power over 4. So, 12 divided by 4 is 3. You're going to be left with 3x to the 4th power. Okay? Pwede rin naman na if you want to go straight ahead, we have 12x cubed dx. Multiply na natin diretso. Hindi natin siya tatanggalin. 12x cubed pa rin siya. But add 1 on the exponent. And then the new exponent will, of course, still be our denominator. We have 12x to the 4th power over 4 is equal to 3x to the 4th power. So, no matter what solution you use, as long as you are following the rule for finding the integral, you will have no problem. If you are not confident with your answer, you can always perform checking. Paano tayo mag-check? Di ba may idea tayo before that the integral is the antiderivative. So, if you have the antiderivative of f prime of x or the integral of f prime of x, that is equal to f of x. So, ang gawin natin, iset natin yung f of x as our answer here. Yung function na na-derive natin from integration, that is equal to 3x to the 4th. And then, let's work back. Dapat, yung magiging f prime of x nito ay equal dun sa original na function natin, which is 12x cubed. So, let's see. In performing differentiation, pagka tayo ay nakuha ng derivative, may shortcut din tayo. All we have to do is to multiply our exponent 4 by our numerical coefficient 3, and then affix our variable x, subtract 1 from the exponent. Mag-equal ba sila? 4 times 3, 12. X raised to the 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1, 3. So, 12x cubed. And based on the checking, based on the checking, tama yung nakuha natin na value. So, let's answer the second example. Binura ko na yung checking natin. Now, ito naman yung sagutan natin, tong isa. Sayaw niya makopy. Yan. So, for this, we're given with 9x squared. So, sabi nga natin, labas natin si numerical coefficient and then leave x raised to the power of n inside, the parent function inside the integral symbol. We have x squared dx. And then perform integration. We have 9 times x raised to 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1. We have 9x raised to 3 over 3. We have 3x cubed. Again, if you are not confident about your answer, you can always perform checking. So get the derivative of this function, your final answer, and then if you end up with the original function, then your answer is correct. Okay? I hope that was clear because this time we're going to have integrals of roots. So, parang pwede pa rin ba na i-apply yung magic formula natin o yung shorthand method natin in finding the integral? Sulat ko rin siya ulit dito. We have x raised to n dx. So, the integral of x raised to n dx is equal to x raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1. If you remember, from rational exponents, if you have x raised to m over n such that n is not equal to 0, this is equal to the nth root of x raised to m. So ito, itong square root of x natin dito, yung square function natin, can also be written that way. Baguhin natin yung kulay niya. Wala tayong nakasulat sa index, so it is understood to be 2. Wala tayong nakasulat sa power, so it is understood to be 1. And we can write this as the integral of x raised to 1/2 dx. Now, let's get the integral of this function. Tanggalin ko na pala tong square. So, we have x raised to 1/2, add tayo ng 1. Dun sa baba, 1/2 ulit, add tayo ng 1. So, what is 1/2 plus 1? So, using your knowledge on operations on fractions, we have 1/2 plus 1 is equal to, so meron tayong denominator na 1 dito. Just multiply the two denominators. 1 times 1 is 1. And then, denominator by numerator, 2. You will end up with 3 over 2. So, we have here x is equal to 3 over 2. Yun din ang nasa denominator niya. Are we done? Not yet. Bakit? Kasi pwede pa siya i-simplify. So, simplify pa natin siya. We have x raised to 3 over 2 times the reciprocal of 3 over 2. We have 2/3. Again, this is using your knowledge on fractions. Dapat, tandang-tanda nyo pa lahat ng inaral nyo from before. So, we have 2/3 x. And then this is x raised to 3 over 2, which can be written as the square root of x cubed. Tapos na ba tayo? Hindi pa. Kasi we can still extract the square root of x cubed. We can write it as 2 over 3 times the square root of x squared times x. Yan. Knowledge nyo naman sa radicals. We have 2 over 3 x. Ano matitira sa loob? Square root of x na lang. So, this is now our final answer. Okay? I hope that was clear. If you are not confident about your answer, you can always perform checking. Hindi ko na siya ipapakita. Now, let's move forward to number 2. I'll just make a partition here so that our answers do not mix up. Ayan. Dito tayo sa kabila. What is the cube root of x? That is x raised to 1/3 dx. Follow lang natin yung ginawa natin kanina. We have x raised to 1/3 plus 1 over 1/3 plus 1. Ano 1/3 plus 1? Lagay tayo dito ng isang maliit na computation. 1/3 plus 1, syempre meron siyang denominator na 1 pa rin. 3 times 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. We're going to end up with 4 over 3. So we have x raised to 4 over 3 over 4 over 3. Let's use our knowledge sa division of fractions. We have x raised to 4 over 3 times the reciprocal of 4 over 3, which is 3 over 4. So you will end up with 3 over 4. Tapos meron pa ba tayong may extract na root dito? Meron pa. Kasi cube root of x raised to the 4th power is equal to 3 over 4 cube root of x cube times x. Do not forget to write your index here. If you forget to write the index here, mali na yung buong sagot. Kasi ang kinukuha natin ay cube root. Then we will end up with 3/4 x cube root of x. Again, if you are not confident with your answer, you can always perform checking. But I assume that at this point, madali na sa inyo kumuha ng integrals. Let's go to the next page. Ay, blanco. Ayan, inverses naman. So, we have, hindi buo yung isa kong function. Two functions. The first is the integral of 1 over x cubed dx, and the other one is the integral of 1 over x raised to 7 dx. Let's solve both of them. And then after this, I will be writing some functions on the last page, tapos kayo yung magsasagot. Can we write this in the form x raised to n? So, para hindi natin siya makalimutan, lagay ko ulit dito yung shorthand method. We have x raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1. Paano natin ito isusulat? So, if you still remember, x raised to negative m, loss of exponent, we have 1 over x raised to m. So, if we have here 1 over x raised to 3, that is equal to x raised to negative 3. So, we're going to find the integral of x raised to negative 3 dx. Now, let's apply our magic formula, our shorthand method. X raised to negative 3 plus 1 over negative 3 plus 1. We have x raised to negative 2 over negative 2. So, we are going to end up with negative 2 Ayan, may 1 tayo dito sa taas. And then, x raised to the negative 2 will be written at the denominator. And your exponent will turn positive using reciprocals. Ayan. So, this is our final answer. Negative 1 over 2x raised to the power of 2. Okay? I hope that was clear. This time, let's go to the other example. I'll just move it here so we can have more space. And then I'll write a partition here para hindi tayo nalilito. So, transform natin siya sa form na x raised to n. So, this is x raised to negative 7. So, we're actually looking for the integral of x raised to negative 7 dx. So, sulat natin dito yung integral niya. Plus lang tayo ng 1 sa power. Tapos, kopyahin natin yung bago niyang power sa denominator. We'll end up with x raised to the negative 6 over negative 6. Let's bring down this function so that the exponent will be positive. You will be left with negative 1, kasi 1 na lang yung matitira sa taas, over 6, x raised to the power of 6. Okay? Mag-checking tayo dito para, di ba, masaya. So, for the checking, gagawin natin yung kulay. Gawin natin green. Ay, hindi. Orange. For fun lang. So, ang bago nating f of x will be negative 1 over 2x squared. Sulat natin siya in the form x raised to the power of n so we can use the shortcut for finding the derivative. We have x raised to negative 2. May negative pa rin tayo dito. Over 2. And then, solve na natin siya. Meron tayo ditong negative na symbol. So, negative 2 times negative x raised to negative 2 minus 1 over 2. Negative times negative, positive na siya. So, we will end up with 2x raised to the negative 3 over 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. You will end up with x raised to the negative 3, which is equal to 1 over x cubed. Balik lang tayo dun sa original natin na function. Therefore, our answer here is correct. Okay? Let's have one final example. And for this example, we're going to mix up the properties that we have discussed earlier. Pagsamahin natin yung constant at saka yung reciprocals or inverses. Gawin natin f of x is equal to 7 over x raised to 3. Yan. So, find the integral of 7 over x raised to 3 dx. It is equal to, labas natin si 7. So, you will end up with the integral of 1 over x cubed dx. Eh, di ba na-solve na natin to kanina, si x cubed dx? Balikan na lang natin yung kanina para hindi na tayo magsosolve ulit. That is negative 1 over 2x squared. So, 7 times negative 1 over 2x squared. This is the integral of our function here. So, ito yon. Ito at ito ay parehas. Okay? Ay, napalaki yung pambura. Continue tayo. Simplify lang natin siya. So, we have negative 7 over 2x squared. That's it. So, as I've mentioned earlier, you're going to have a quiz. So, I will be posting an assignment on the Google Classwork. Isusulat ko na dito yung assignment nyo, but doon nyo ipapasa sa Google Classwork, okay? So, for your quiz, please get the integral of these three functions. 2 over the square root of x dx, square root of x over x squared dx. And finally, we have 7x plus 7x over the square root of x. Yan yung mga sasagutan natin. dx. Okay? Alright. May nakalimutan pala ako. Bukod dun sa tatlo na na-discuss natin kanina, meron pa tayong isa. We have sum of terms. This is almost similar lang din naman with what we have tackled doon sa calculus 1 natin when you were looking for the derivative of a certain function. Kung doon, pwede nyo siyang i-separate every term and then get the derivative for every term. Ganon din dito. Get the integral for every term. So, this is actually equal to, I will write here the rule if you have a x raised to the power of n plus b x raised to the power of m plus c x raised to the power of p dx, pwedeng ganito yung gawin natin. Integral of isa-isa. Ax raised to the power of n dx plus the integral of b x raised to the power of m dx plus integral of c x raised to the power of p dx. Pero kung unnecessary naman, kasi kaya nyo na siyang i-approximate dito pa lang, no need to get their integral individually, na ipapakita nyo pa tong process na to na nakahiwalay sila ng integral symbol. So, pwede namang shortcut na lang. Kunin na lang natin diretso yung integral ni x squared, kunin natin yung integral ni 4x, kunin natin yung integral ni 3. Okay? So, we have here x squared. Sulat muna natin siya lahat with the variable x. Kasi with respect to the variable x tayo kumukuha ng integral. If you will take notice here, we have the constant 3. Pero, wala siyang x. May x ba yan? May x yan. Hindi lang halata. We have x squared plus 4x plus 3x. Ba't nawala si x niya? Kasi ang power 0. Walang power si x ni 3 dx. And then, let's proceed with the integration. So, for the integration, we have x2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 plus 4x raised to 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 plus 3x raised to 0 plus 1 over 0 plus 1. Now, let's simplify. We have x raised to the power of 2 plus 1, edi x raised to the power of 3 over 3 plus 4x raised to the power of 2 over 2 plus 3x raised to the power of 1 over 1. And then let's simplify. May isi-simplify pa ba tayo dito? Wala na. Kasi, sagad na siya dyan. Plus, 4 divided by 2. Yan, meron tayong isi-simplify. Pwede siya maging 2x squared. Plus, 3 over 1. Edi 3. And then, ano yung power niya? 1. If the power is 1, we don't have to write it as an exponent. Okay? So, this is our integral for x squared plus 4x plus 3 dx. Okay? Since sobrang madali naman to, I think hindi ko na kailangang isulat or ipakita pa itong 2x squared minus 4. Kayang-kaya nyo na yan. Ang gagawin ko na lang, ikakopy ko siya. Copy. Tapos, isasama ko siya as your quiz. Ayan, 4 na yung quiz nyo. Ay, Control Z. Paano yun nakakopy? Sulat ko na lang. 4 is equal to the integral of 2x squared minus 4 dx. 2x squared minus 4 dx. Gawin natin 5 points each. Ay, alam ko na. Wala pa tayong recitation. So, ito yung quiz. 5 points. Tapos ito, recitation. 10 points. Okay? So, this is our point system. For every correct answer, you will earn 5. For every incorrect answer, pero nag-effort, you will earn 2. And for no answer at all, you will earn 0 points. Okay? So, thank you for staying with me for 27 minutes. And I'll see you next time. Bye!